So I had a question about claiming out of maiden claiming races, and to be honest, I hate it. I do not like claiming out of maiden claiming races. I'm going to tell you exactly why. So, if you have a horse that you claim for $40,000 out of a maiden claiming 40, this is what you get to do. Take half your money, put it in the trash can, and burn it. Because unless that horse won by 10 lengths, you're going to have to drop that horse in the non-winners of 220 to get that horse to win. So when you understand the condition book, how it works is each level that you step up, you're facing winners, you're facing better horses. If you claimed a maiden claiming 40 horse and it won by a half a length or a length, when it steps up to face winners, it's more than likely, unless it's going to massively improve, have to run against similar company. That similar company is typically the non-winners of 220 or the non-winners of 230, 35. Depends on the jurisdiction on to which tag they write in the non-winners of 2. But your non-winners of 240 horses are even more competitive than the race that you came out of. So you have to understand that every time a horse wins a condition in the claiming ranks, you usually need to cut that purchase price in half. So when I look at horses in claiming races, what I love to claim out of non-winners of 2 races, I need to know that that horse can win number 1. And we see it everywhere across country. How many times do you open up a daily racing form and look at a horse that ran in 8 maiden races, 9 maiden races, and can never finish better than second? There are horses that just won't win, don't want to win, and will never win, even if you drop them cheap. So you're more than likely increasing your risk claiming out of maiden claimers unless you have inside information on a horse and inside knowledge. Every now and again, if you do have inside information or knowledge of that horse, you can dip in the maiden claiming ranks and take it. And case in point, think of meets like Del Mar, think of meets like Saratoga. If you were an agent at a sale and you saw a horse at a sale that was a good 2-year-old or breezed well, or you saw it as a yearling and you thought it was a talented horse and it was bought by a very large operation for a large sum of money, okay? And they try and go into a maiden claimer first time out, and you look at the work tab. That's the biggest thing. You need to see if that horse had a good work tab. If it has a slow work tab, that tells you everything. The horse is just slow. It's not going to change much. But if it had a good work tab and they're taking a shot, dropping it into a maiden claimer, they're trying to steal a win at a big meet, and they don't mind sacrificing that multiple $100,000 purchase to do it. So in those scenarios where those chips line up, it was an expensive purchase with a good work tab going in first time out into a maiden claiming race, because most people shy away from first time starters and claiming them. That would be the only scenario where I say claiming a maiden claimer could be attractive. But more than likely, I steer clear of them. If you're going to spend $40,000, you're going to get a better horse when you claim a non-winners of $40,000 than you will get if you claim a horse out of a maiden claiming $40,000. I've had multiple clients over the years come to me and say, I'd like to claim this maiden. I've always told them, no, we should claim this horse in this race for the exact same price, and this horse will actually be a better horse. And it works out because the horse has to, A, prove that it can win. That's number 1. That's the question you need to answer. And then as it goes through those ranks, you need to understand what conditions you can continuously knock out with these horses. So when you claim a horse, you're trying to understand what conditions you have left that you can use up with that horse to understand what the earning capacity of that individual is. So when you claim a horse out of a non-winners of 230, non-winners of 235, 40, you have a shot that that horse could win a starter allowance. At Saratoga, the starter allowance is $74,000. At different tracks, you will find a lot of starters around the country that are worth upwards of $50,000. Now, if you're right on this horse and this horse can win the starter and might have the ability to step up in an allowance race, well, allowance races now typically around the United States carry an $86,000 purse or purses in the $80,000 range. Turfway right now, they're in the $70,000 range, but still substantial purses. So if you can string those 2 races together, that's typically back to the owner. It's about 100 to 90 to 100,000 for that one horse winning 2 races. Now, if you're wrong and the horse can't step up into the allowance race, you can look at it this way. If you have the ability to win the starter 50, you can now drop back in for the non-winners of 340, get the horse claim for the exact same price that you got it claimed for, and have 2 wins under your belt that have more than paid for the horse. So, moral of the story, don't claim maiden claimers, go for non-winners of 2.